I'm not sure actually where to begin. Obviously, the best place to begin is what is first on my mind. Now, like all normal videos for myself, which on some other board will be not normal, but this is for me. Mighty Messer had up Zeus on the front, and I couldn't go any further. I haven't been on enough. I haven't been focused. When I'm doing Mr. Tackpans, when I'm in the zone, I feel stoned all the time. I don't need anything. I'm just in that zone. And now that I'm painting so much more and doing other things, I'm not in the flow. It takes hours to get into the flow. I don't want to say it's a hard job. Everybody gets the same thing every single day. You fill your life with 59. You get 60 minutes in the hour, but the 1 hour coming to and the 1 hour leaving from. Let me explain to you what I see in here. Do I have this right now? I have about 30 pages to explain, and I know the only place I'll actually come close is Singapore. I mean, don't tell me what's inside the race if you just turn around a couple of letters, right? The sin, okay, the synapse, whatever that means. Well, for me, it's over here. Also, if it was in Canada, in Neanderthal land, it would be penguin, okay? Understand what penguin is and then say Nepean, which could be an Ottawa outlet. Don't forget Ontario, O-N-T is 6, 5, and 2. 6, 5, and 2 is the word S-I-X. 6 equals to the number 52. Now, what I'm going to be looking for something now, so please bear with me throughout this. Pluto and Neptune, N-E and N-E. The other way says Pluto. In the middle, P-T and U is not used in an N and an E. Together, it says putt. To putt is in golf. Now we get a 1 for 1 in excess. Does anybody know what a 1 for 1 in excess is? The 14th letter, the 5th letter. Okay? A 1, 4, 5, 5, 1, 4. Okay? It was N-A. That was 1 for 1. So let's not even talk about this. 5, 1, 4 is the energy level, which this area code is in Canada. Okay? Neptune and Pluto, okay, are very similar in certain things as they use both the letter P and they both use the letter T. But in Pluto, they do not use the letter U, and the letter, excuse me, wow, what a terrible video this is. The L is not used, okay? The P is used, the L is not used, the U is used, the T is used, and the O is used. The only thing that's not used is U. Neptune gets number 95. Einstein gets number 95. Highway 15 in Canada. Highway 15 running up, somehow connecting from Highway 80 and Highway 25 running through, and trains go through the Rocky Mountains, which might be nuclear zones, and up through Nevada to where Lake Mead and Hoover Dam sits and awaits what the people are talking as cannot be only the best of fate, right? I'm going to continue on in my book if you're understanding me. What I want to do now is Roman numeral 1V and Roman numeral V1 for 4, 5, and 6. When you put these together, you can imagine how this can create the letter M. The stick on this side creates the N. The stick on this side creates the N. So when you have a word that's NN, you're actually having the D and the F coming together as 4 and 6, as east and west, 4 and 6. 4 times 6, 4 plus 6 equals 1024. Well, let me show you something about 1024, which goes to 4096, which I think, if I can remember, is the highest C note in the piano. Let me look through this. I've got, like I said, 20 pages to look through with you right now. I know this came at the end. Yes, 4096, the highest note in piano. And everybody knows the biggest note is the C note. Although they did have a $1,000 bill, The C note is the $100 bill, so we must compare that to the piano and the understanding what note means times 100. Only because of that. Now my phone is ringing, and I cannot pick it up right now. They're going to have to wait. Or should I just be kind and leave you wait for me? The other thing I wanted to show you is the letter G. This is the letter G, face to face. That's what it turns out to. It turns out to the apple. It turns out to the heart. But this is a G face to face. I can show you in another diagram how this G actually has this A inside of it, in which inside of that is built from here. The I system. Do you see the I, which is the IH, which is supporting one level? Two levels support one level. You need two to balance to straighten it out. Let me see if I see it in here. This is the heart. Wow, and I threw out the original. It was so much better. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. Ding dong. Right here. I take this, and it looks like this. This is on the number 6 key. These angles over here, they're a sante grave and a sante gut in French. It's somehow worked into the heart of the apple. See the area? Whenever you see this design, it's because the space is open over here. The stem of the apple. The hairs grow at the bottom over here where the two sides divide. Something has to sew them together. Now back into the piano. If you want to know how to get the 10 and 24, 5 times 2 is 10. 12 times 2 is 24 if we use the same denominators. 12 is 1 and 2 is 3. 4 is 4. This combination, okay, of 12 times 2 is inside, okay, making 24, is inside the same thing as saying the 12 ball in pool and the 4 ball. They're both purple. And now we look up purple, what purple stands for, and purple has something to do with an action, as the highest of the one spirit is inside of purple, and it's actually known as 1 for 1 in excess of. I cannot explain it right now, but I will tell you. Here's your Neptune, here's your Einstein. The first 2 letters are E and I. The first 2 numbers are 5 and 9. We go 5 and 9, E and I, 5 and 9, E and I, and the 15th letter is O. X-O. Okay? X-O, 15 and 24th letter, equal to 39. O is the 60 seconds on the clock of 5-9 and 5-9 of the total clock. So you have to ask yourself, what's missing on the total clock? It's the O in the center, the turning of the clock, in which you lose the time of 1 second or whatever it is. And that's a possibility that it's mid-rail time. But don't forget, we're in the middle of nowhere. This earth we are on is in the middle of nowhere. It's not hung, it's not falling, it's not rising, it's really not even moving. It's only our perspective and our objective that brings us to seeing what actually is here. So how can you actually say, other than the base built time in the capsule we are in? This is so scary for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're in the middle of nowhere, out of control. But we're intergalactic spatial beings upon the universe built on a single cell, meaning from whichever cell falls in trouble, you go to another cell anywhere else, because you're no more than what you can think, and the actions that you persist to continue on doing makes you who to become to others of who you are. You are no one other to yourself of what you are onto others. You will create who you are to them, and then it will reflect in the actions you must take in the future in order to correct, modify, or just continue on to share with your gracious deeds. 6 and 4. 6. Where am I over here? 64 seconds is 1:04, 1 minute and 4 seconds. Okay. Where was this? This is 10-4 CB codes. 10-4. It's actually saying 18, which is Resh. Where are you, good buddy? Resh. The R letter. The R letter is a very special letter because the R letter comes from the H and I. H and I, okay, which is 8 and 9, which is the H and R letter, because the R is the 18th, which would be 1, 8, and 9. 1, 8, and 9, I, okay, as 1, okay, in Chaldean, and R as 2 makes it 1, 2, 8, and 9, which makes 10, 10. H-A-I-R, hair. Third, I-R for third. H-A, angel heaven. A-H, first and 8th letter, put it together, the 18th letter, that is the R. You are nothing but a point. That 9th dot that's in the middle, that actually only makes a hole into the size of the circle in order to turn the clock inside your electronic meter. In which brings me to think about Messer's video on Zeus, because Zeus seems to bring up electric company inside of what I've done over here. Now, I've got this all wrong. Zeus is 71. That is the queen in reverse, and the queen, and they're meeting the energy at the tea party. 71 right away is part of Zeus. The Z, 26 letter, 2 and 6 is 8, making it 34. Says, I am one. Zeus says, I am the gateway. I am one. 1347. 347 volts is one of those street lampposts, is it not? The one, spirit, forget about that. The one is in the middle of everything. Can you say it's a bipartisan? It's equal to everybody? It spins the clock? The breath that comes out of your mouth? The actions of each hand? They're always pointing the finger at you. So Zeus, 26, 31, 41, 51, 52, and 19 is 71. 71 times 4 is 284. 294, 304, 314, 318, or 319 or something. Is that what it was? But I didn't do it that way. All I did was 3 times 71 was 213. ABC, the cube is 2. AC power to the 8 heaven. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is the passage. 14 is all around. All around? And the passage is up and down. You don't count all the numbers together. They're not together. They don't turn or move together. The only one that actually moves together are either of one side or the other, or in the center. This is Rubik's Cube. When you turn something, look what you do. Something is not moving. Something is moving. And what's up, Doc? Now, if I just hit my face over here, right? Just read, can you read this line over here? Just read this line. And think that it's Bugs Bunny. Okay, just read the line, what's up, Doc? Don't you hear Bugs Bunny's voice coming to you? Bugs Bunny ain't anywhere. The guy ain't here. There's no voice in your head. You've done it all by yourself, your imagination. Good for you, Bugs Bunny. We're back to Zeus. I bring Zeus into the AC power, renowned of the queen. And now I still didn't get what Messer said, but I know he's right. Okay. And the Q and the Z had the same power. But you know what's funny? With the same power, that the Q, okay, gets number 51. Okay, the Q gets 51. Why does the Q get 51? 17 times 3 is 51. Plus 8 is 59. Now the queen ends up connecting to Neptune. The queen connects to Neptune. This one says, I connect to the gateway. I am connected of Mercury and to Uranus. Okay, Mercury and Uranus. That is on the red and red in, what's it called? And if that is what has happened, the 9th planet Pluto is now in Mercury. Mercury plays from Jupiter, because if you look on the cards, the ace space is in the center. If you look on the symbols for the groceries you buy, there's missing something in the 9 corner, in which it is irrelevant if you turn it upside down, and the calculator would be in the 3 corner, but it's 3 and 9 red on the right-hand side, where actually in low shoe where Venus actually meets Saturn. Now, Venus and Saturn are connected together in this life, bringing out the Earth body. The names we use to say things might not actually be what they are. Stop. I found a few things today that I wanted to talk about. So anyways, yes, so to finish with ZUES, ZUES is electric company. It's g-0-d. This says Jean. Now, what does that mean? This is a name, a French name they use here in Quebec. The name here is Jean-Francois. Why do I use JF? Because inside 106 of 212, okay, the 10th letter and the 6th letter, 212 is 100 Celsius equals 212 Fahrenheit. Therefore, in order to get that, you must multiply 10 times 10, okay, in order to get 100. So which 10 times 10? Well, 1 and 9 is 10, and 3 and 7 is a 10 in an X fashion. You do know what the X fashion is. Because I want to show you multiplied. I want to show you here. Just going all over. Here's X, here's plus. Put them together, you got the star key. Okay? But we all know, you see this key over here? It comes together in pieces, actually, all of these. Because this star key, sometimes you'll see it as 7. Sometimes you'll see it as 6, but you rarely ever see it as 8, because either you're going around this way or you're going up and down, right? Running up and down inside your head, all those, what do you call it? Megabytes, whatever it is, inside your head. This is the piano highest key. When you crisscross over here, you're crisscrossing, where are my numbers? I do not have the numbers here. Irrelevant. Okay, I just want to mention that the AC hum is 50 to 60 hertz, okay? And for me, that's the flow of the wolf, number 56. Actually, 56 and 66 says 2 worlds. This is in between. This is something to do in between, the AC, alternate connection, okay? 10 times 100. Why? Because if we were talking about souls, which might be the holes on the dice, 100 times 100. 10 times 10 is 100, and 10 times 10 the other way is 100. 100 times 100 is 10,000. Krista Berg says 10,000 souls are on the line. The range of the dolphins was 200,000, whatever it might be. But that range over here, okay, is actually telling us something else. The dull pH, man's call, which is the space, the energy in our globe, something to do in our globe, okay, because it's P and H, which is 4 by 4 and 4 plus 4. Equals P and H. That's the time we're in right now. If you really want to see it on your finger, you hold down this finger and you put up these 2 fingers. So let me see, can I show it? This is the way it looks. This is your finger. This is 3. I'm holding 3. It's 4, 3, 4. Okay? Or if you want me to count this as 5, I'll go 4, 5, 4. And that would be the sun energy. I still haven't done, here's another one. The most perfect number, and the purr of the cat, which is at 50, gives you the best hum. Why does the purr of the cat give you the best hum? Because the number to the cat is number 24. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 6 and 8, 14. 14 and 24 is 38. That says in this church, we get this under the steeple. Because 38 is C and H, creation heaven. When you get number 42, if we would do this the other way, it would give me number 56, and this would be calling of the wolves. So these numbers, okay, when you put cat and dog together, cat and dog total to 50. Not only that, okay, man and cat total to 52, which is the remuneration of earth, heart, and exactly the setup for where your hands are going to be when you're planning center C from left to right. It's either 24 keys and 28 keys, or it's 23 keys and 29 keys. That's why 23 is creation, and then you put creation together on the next key. Let me see where else I'm going with this. Yeah, we did the Einstein theory with time, and not only that, we have to remember everything of every item. It doesn't matter. If you have number 4, wherever you find number 4, you have to understand that number 4 for where it is. I mean, it's just a number 4, but not in that area. That number 4 can be 90% of the calorie intake, where a number 7 can only be 4% of the calorie intake. The other thing I wanted to mention, also 9 and 5 that are inside Neptune, okay, is Neptune is number 95. And then Einstein is number 95, and then there's another thing that is 95, is that when you take the 9th planet and the 5th planet, you end up with Pluto and Jupiter, and you have no more Neptune. Jupiter's count is 99, which leaves you at 9. So this number will revert to 9. This number, okay, Pluto, okay, which is the 9th planet, look, 42, 42, 5 and 9 give the same number, 6 and 6, inside the number world. 4 and 2, 42. 5 equals 42, and the percentage on the dice and the odds when you play craps are also the same. So you get 9 here, and you get 3 here. So 3 and 9, you now get Earth and Pluto is now connected. So now you've connected Earth and Pluto through the 5 over here. The 9 remains the same. This is your electronic pass. The 5 pass. The same thing for the harmonic with the cat. Have you ever heard Yosemite Sam? Well, how about Ole? Okay. Leo, Ollie, whatever you want to put with this, the low world, same day Sam. Same medicine or same day? So what would this mean, same day? Spirit, angel, man, E-world, die. The cube is always on the same day. You might be the soul and spirit moving on into a visual future, but in all reality, you haven't changed a bit. There's absolutely nothing you advanced to. They turned you around in circles. They only gave you the harmonic objections of what we were capable of working with up to a certain point. And now we came to that end. And now that sounds like hogwash. You know what I'm saying? I was watching Jed Clampett, or how about the Jedis, right? They moved into Mammoth Studios. Now that we have to look back at Mammoth Racetrack. I was looking into something right now, and what came up is the Scotia Banks. You know the sign, the design they have in the Scotia Banks. I'm not the greatest artist, right? This, and they have Brazil, and Abraham, Godzilla, Abraham, God, Godzilla, Brazil. What the heck? Why put green and yellow together with blue anyways? You want me to show you what green, yellow, and blue look together? Hold on a second. Here it is. Here's the sign of Brazil, right? But look, I turned it into twin towers. This is the roof. It's just a little twisted. Just like this is the bridge between two twisted sides. The medallions. See the levels of I and I create H? Because the levels are high, this is always in the center. The bar is always in the center. Okay, I'm putting these pages to bed. Another thing, did I show you this already? I think I showed you this already, but I'm going to show it again. 4. Okay, 22 minus 9 equals 13. AC power. 4 and 6. 6 by 4 is 20 for the cat. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 22 plus 9 is 31 and 13. Or 13. Or 13, 31. 11 times 11 times 11 equals 13, 31. The next thing that came up was, let me keep looking at this. Have you ever tried to get off the road? So you're driving straight on the road and then you get off at the exit. So you didn't actually get to go onto this side, so you create the E. Here's the reason for 2. Here's a piece here and a piece here, right? Piece in the center is not the same. This piece in the center gets both sides. You only need 1. But in order to cover both sides of this, you need 2. Simple, right? Simple. The other thing I was mentioning before is that 16, 21, 31, 35. No, that's not where I want to go. The other thing I wanted to show is this. You see the way it sort of looks like X and X? Okay? If you really look, all I have is 2 brackets over here. I put something in between the 2 brackets which move the pieces side to side, And then this thing brings life higher up where the head is. 414 is a 9 card. These are the brackets you put together. Sideways, it's a clam. You put together my stick right inside of this over here. Or you want to create it, you can look at it like this. Something to do in our hips. I don't know how it works in the hips, but this must be the female. You put it in right here and connects this side, the eye. It's a plug-in. But this also may exist in other places on our bodies. The same as 0 over here, 0 over here. Why do we have 9 over here? 9 is not a 0, it's an in-between the two sides. Here's the 11. Here's the 11. Here's your bracket here. Here's your bracket here. Okay? That's how you get your 9 card in the center and your $sign. Okay? This is your video cassette. This is your fleur-de-lis, which looks like you're balancing two sides. You see where it opens up here? This is your bar, your stand. This can also be your club. The question is it being balanced? What is it actually saying, this club over here? Okay. One thing I wanted to mention about this, if you look really closely, there's more than one item on this piece. It could look like an old lady if I put two eyes over here with her hair on top, or it can look like two G letters standing together. And the nut is just cracked open. You get G versus G with A in the center. Gag says just for laughs, and 717, which shows the gateway. Everybody knows Fred Flintstone, orange, with his blue little marking, the black spots, and his tie. One other thing I'm going to go to right now. Here it's the same thing. What is it? You got two parts of a hamburger, let's say, and then you got the hot dog in between, maybe connecting the two sides. One hot dog here, one hot dog here, maybe a hamburger over here. I'm not sure, but I do know whatever it is, it exists. We just don't know what question we have to ask. And then once we have the question, can we accept any of these answers to begin with? If you take a look over here, see the little eye here? I didn't do it well, but if you take a look, there's a bird. Do you not see the bird? Number 29. I just added this in at the end. I didn't have to add it in. See, it's number 29. Yes, have you ever heard of this? It says, between the eyes. You know the song, Between the Eyes, okay? Between two eyes, between this eye and this eye, I only get one decision. What am I seeing? I'm seeing black. No, I'm seeing green. No, it's red. How am I supposed to know? Between these two eyes, I get one decision. That's maybe what it is between two eyes. Have you ever heard there's a new storm coming in? Something to do in Nova Scotia. And let's never leave out Nova Scotia locks. Because when you read it backwards, it's O and R 33. That's the number of the Christ. When you read it frontwards, it becomes row, and that's like salmon row for me. Because it's what I reflect on. Because in order for me to find what I find, what I see, it's in how I reflect. And if I see how others reflect, and it reflects on me, I'll reflect it back on you. Ruth, R-U-T-H. How about Thor? How about the wrath of Ruth? R-666. Time heaven, 21 and 18, 39. The three worlds of 13. Nibiru, time comes of truth in Ruth. Nova Scotia. Nova, nueve, something new. Va means to go. Scotland, TIA, artificial intelligence. COT. Don't forget COT and VOC are something the same as doc. You know doc? What's up, doc? Okay, it's also COD. And it's a creation. Let me show you this. Hold on. COD 3, 6, 4. 36 creation. Creation of Delta. I do not know what it is, and guess what? It's co-ed. Because that's what these numbers end up saying. They end up saying co-ed. They also say deco. They also say code inside the letters alone. So you have to take it upon yourself to think of what it was. Vermont, you varmints. Hey, isn't that what you always hear? You varmints, you little rascal. Well, now you have to know where the program little rascals are. And varmint could be Vermont, or it can be German pronunciation. Okay? Varmint, ver means towards, mint means the green country. The arm of man sits in the green country. 9/11, danger in the green country. Okay. Entity means the end transmission. The end transmission, when your hair grows and your beard grows. The end transmission, when you perspire. The end transmission, when you see from within and you see out, the mind works, but it is still an end transmission or a continuous transmission. We must, in order to go forward, an energy must come out. Just like pouring water into a glass full of air, the water actually will not even go in. If there's a pressure of air in a cup heavier than what the, you know what I'm saying, okay? So to finish this video, okay, only because I don't understand, I have to relook at what he mentioned about Zeus, but it got me to thinking, okay, that the Suez Canal has something to do with that energy, okay? Zeus, number 71, he is the gateway. 34 is the one gateway. I mean, it says it over here. 134:7. I mean, it's just over here. Zeus is the gateway. The Greek gods live. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Hibernation. Let me just show you one thing on hibernation. Okay, angel resident bears root birth onto this land. Okay, what Natan Lanu, whatever that could be, but whatever it is, the number is 102. The last three over here means he's a blackjack. Okay, which means we have the yellow, soul, blue, and red energy in us to become that blackjack, because that's the number for blackjack. Okay, the number for this the 15 balls is 120. The number for 210, if I remember, it's the 920 marks of the dartboard. When you add up the 20 marks of the dartboard, 1 until 20, you will equal to 210. If you add up the 15 pool balls, you will equal to 120. But 102 is blackjack, which is JB. Jack Black. JB. And when you play blackjack, if you total up 1 to 10 equaling to 55, and Jack, Queen, King is 11, 12, 13 as card numeration, we equal to 91. We now count the ace one more time as 11, and then you have 102 again in blackjack. The right way, there is no right way. It's always is the right way. If you don't do all the ways, then you've done a wrong way, is no way at all. So we're going to count it again. If I counted the 13 card remuneration, I have 91. If I never use it as 11, I get one answer. But I must always use 1 as 11, then 2 as 11, but you're not allowed. You're allowed to use 1 in every set as 11, as the rules call. Actually, can you know, the two of them would bust. You'd have 2 aces. Wow, that really adds up. All right. Physical scientific mean, the sounding of the wolf, okay, 256, 112 will be the queen, adding up from 1 until 12, which will be 1. Is 1 until 12, is that what it is? No, that's incorrect. It doesn't matter. Raphael 7286, the constellation of Pegasus. In the year 5775, oh, I didn't show this. Look at this. My son went to Ottawa. 5775, number 15, A&E. He went to Ottawa. It's a parking ticket. See what I drew in the back? 2 Brazils. Thank you for watching this video. 5775, right? That's this October, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for watching.